If you've ever wanted to get the meat out of a coconut, don't worry, this is it. This is your project. Or if you've ever wanted to just make a stool to sit on, this works as well. So that first cut I make is that sacrificial cut. Just trims off the very slightest bit so it squares off the wood as compared to the fence and the blade of the saw. Now my first measurement is 17 inches of this 1x10. I measure it on out, then I take it to my sliding miter saw by Craftsman. Now this is a single bevel saw that I got for a gift. It's amazing. So once I cut that 17-inch board, then I mark out what's going to be the legs of the stool itself. I think I made these 9¼ inches. So as soon as I line that up and I get it set based off my mark, I go ahead and I set a stop on there. I clamp a piece of wood so that I know where to put the next piece of wood up against in order to get the exact same measurement. Saves a lot of time as far as measuring. It also makes sure that everything's even. The next cuts that I make is on this 1x4. I'm making those 12 inches long, and that is going to be the side supports of the stool. What I did here was I kind of made like a V cut for the legs of the stool at the feet end. So I measured out 2 3/4 and then made a triangle based off of halfway across, 4 inches up. And then I also drew out the side supports and cut everything out with a jigsaw. For assembling the stool, I took a square to make sure everything was at 90 degrees. And you can see where I attached those 12-inch long 1x4s into the slits that I cut out. That makes a very sturdy joint. Once everything was lined up, I drilled, countersunk, and then screwed in my pieces. I also applied some wood glue to make it a more sturdy joint. For this portion here, I'm measuring and lining up where the base of the stool is going to sit on the 17-inch board, which is the top of the stool. I've measured it all out, marked where it's going to be, and then that's where I put 6 different spots of where the top of the stool is going to mount to the legs. Started drilling and countersinking, but then the battery died. In the event that you only plan to make a stool, this is where you'll stop. And you'll get something very similar to this. You can sand, stain, paint, whatever you want to do to it, but that's what your finished product will look like for a stool.
Yeah, so my bad, y'all. I didn't realize that the battery had died during that last little bit of working on this thing, but it was good. It was a nice chance to take a quick break. Had a little dinner date with Kailani. Long Doggers, for those of y'all in the Central Florida area, good spot. Check out Long Doggers. Always support local. But what happened when the battery died was, actually, just take a look. So I ended up filling in all the countersunk holes with the wood filler, ready to be sanded now. And I also, if you remember, it was a rectangle shape. I marked off, measured out, and cut because I need the blade to sit out, and that's going to just be a better design, and it's going to work out more for when you're grating the coconut. So yeah, that's going to mount perfectly there. Now let me sand, hit this edges with a router, and we'll be ready to stain. Yeah, so while I was sanding this thing, I realized I really want to put a little personal touch to this thing. So check it out.
After drawing out the design, take the Dremel tool and I engrave. The tip that I'm using here is the diamond edge engraving tip for the Dremel, and it really lets me get into there with those intricate drawings and all the different designs that I wanted to carve. And then I go over everything with a fine sand, make it all smooth again.
So we're all sanded up. carved out. It's gonna look good. And just gonna throw some espresso by Minwax. Coat it up. Once this cures and once it sets in real nice, we'll do a couple layers of the polyurethane and mount the blade. So, get it. No love, no love.
Yeah, so we're applying the Minwax Espresso stain, and you know there's countless videos out there on how to apply stain and how to apply polyurethane clear coat to a finished wood product. So, and we're just gonna breeze through all this.
Okay, so next morning we got some good rest. What I'm doing now is mixing up some epoxy. And we're gonna install the blade and apply the polyurethane coat over it. A couple of coats of that. Should be done with the second coat tonight. And this thing will be all complete tomorrow morning once everything's dried. So let's get it. Epoxy stinks. Yes, y'all, we are all done. 2 mornings after from project start, and yeah, looks good. The clear coats of the polyurethane are all dried up. Everything's good, and as a matter of fact, I already tested it out. Check it. Yeah, so it works. You see that. If you wanted to make just a normal stool, just leave the whole blade part off. But if you're trying to grate some coconut out or you're making your traditional Kåmyu, there you go. All right, I hope y'all liked it. Don't forget to jam that subscribe button right there. And for other videos over here, y'all, till next time, peace.